All right, so we're going to go ahead and keep going. We're going to go ahead and do the Georgia Bulldogs schedule now. Georgia coming off that national championship, that historic run that they made. I mean, they had one of the best defenses I've ever seen. I mean, it's competing with how good Alabama's defenses have been over the past 10 years. I mean, it was just incredible what they did. But coming into this season, they've lost a lot of productivity off that defense. It's not going to be the same defense, but that doesn't mean they're going to have a bad defense. They're going to have a still. They're still going to have a really good defense because Kirby Smart's one of the best defensive minds in college football right now, and one of the best coaches. My opinion, I think he's taking the place of what Nick Saban was whenever he first came into the league. Well, not the league, but the position, where they had a strong running game, played really good defense, and won the game that way. It's very similar to what he used to do, but Kirby Smart's got it going right now. I mean, he's got it really rolling with Georgia. But all right, let's go ahead and dive into this. First game is against Oregon. It's a neutral site, even though it's in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's going to be mostly Georgia fans there, even though they call it a neutral site. I mean, this is in Georgia's backyard, and what do you expect? Oregon fans do travel very well, though, so they will make their presence known. But going into this game, they do have Dan Lanning as their new coach, which was Georgia's defensive coordinator last year. He's going to do really good at Oregon, I think. He's really going to turn that program. Well, he's going to take over what Mario Cristobal had going. I think they're going to be a really good team under him as well. So, but with that being said, going into this game, I think this is just a really tall task for him to win this game against Georgia, basically, when they almost have a home game. I mean, this is just too much. It's too much of an ask for them, and I think Oregon's going to put up a fight for a little bit, but in the end, I do think Georgia takes over and then win the game probably after halftime. This will be a close game up until then, so I've got Georgia winning this one. All right, next game is against Samford. This should be an easy win. Nothing really to say about this. Should be blowout over at halftime. Moving on, next game is out South Carolina. A lot of people are really high on South Carolina this year, with how they finished last year, but they have a really tough schedule, so I'm not quite as high on them as other people are. I mean, I think Shane Beamer is going to be good for them and is a good coach, but this is not going to be the year for South Carolina. And I know people think South Carolina has a chance since it's at home against Georgia, but I don't. I think this might be an easy win for Georgia in the end. I think they win this one pretty handily. So yeah, we got to start 3-0. Next game, Kent State. Nothing really to say about that. Should be an easy win for Georgia. Again, blowout. Probably second, third string playing after halftime. Next game at Missouri. Missouri is absolutely terrible. They have been for a while now. They have been since they lost that coach. Gary, I can't remember his last name, but ever since he left, they have not been good. So this should be an easy win for Georgia. They're not that good. Well, no, I say that, but they had that quarterback that's in the NFL now, but they had a decent year that year whenever he was there. But other than that, Missouri hasn't been relevant. But all right, next game against Auburn. Auburn is not not a good team. I've said this. I don't know how many videos now. They're a dumpster fire, and this should be an easy win for Georgia. I mean, I don't see any way possible that this game is close or Auburn can win the game, especially with it being at Sanford Stadium. I mean, this should be an easy one for Georgia. Probably easiest win Georgia will have over Auburn in a while. All right, next game against Vanderbilt. Another easy win. This should be no challenge at all. That's a good way to go into your bye week after winning another easy one. So, yeah, they'll go in their bye week being 7-0. That's a great start for Kirby Smart and his Bulldog squad. This is it's actually a good spot to have your bye week because you're going into your tough stretch after this. Next game is not at Florida. It's against Florida in, where is it at? Jacksonville? I think that's where they have it at. Um, Florida is not going to be a good team this year. A lot of people think they're going to have a decent year since they have a new coach, but he can't snap his fingers and make things great again. I mean, it's not going to happen that fast. He has to have some time to rebuild it. So I think Georgia wins this one probably pretty comfortably as well. Probably a 3 touchdown win for them. So yeah, moving on to the next game against Tennessee. This is probably going to be their biggest home game this year, since Tennessee has a lot of high expectations. I mean, they did pretty good last year. They were keeping up with some of the people that they should never have been in the game with. I mean, they had a chance to beat Alabama. I mean, going into the fourth quarter, but that defense wore out because they're playing so fast on offense that they're not giving their defense enough time to rest. And that's a big problem whenever you play an up-tempo offense. So, especially if you're going 3 and out constantly, I mean, you're not giving your defense any chance to breathe. So, with that being said, I think Georgia wins this game. It could be close for a little bit, but I think the Bulldogs do pull away and win this game at home. I don't think Tennessee has a chance to win this one, really. All right, next game at Mississippi State. If you've seen what Uncle Lou has been saying about Georgia this year, this is probably going to be their toughest test on the road, because it's an unfamiliar environment and an unfamiliar foe. They hardly ever play Mississippi State. Last time they did win convincingly, but that was at home. This is a totally different team from what they played, and different coach, different philosophy. They like to throw the ball around, and I do think that Mississippi State has a really good chance of upsetting Georgia in this one. I'm agreeing with Uncle Lou at this point that I think that this is where they slip up and they lose this game, because it's on the road and you just played a really tough game against Tennessee. And you played Florida before that, so this is your really tough stretch. So I think Mississippi State takes advantage of that and they catch you at the right time. And yeah, I think they get the upset win over you. So I got Georgia losing that game. Next game is at Kentucky. Kentucky has had some close games with Georgia in the past, but the problem with Kentucky is they rely on the running game too much, and Georgia is really good at stopping the run. And I just don't think Kentucky's going to be able to run against Georgia even this year. I think that maybe Kentucky, they might keep it close for a little bit, but I just don't think they're going to be able to pull it off. So I've got Georgia winning this game, even though it's on the road at Kentucky. This is going to be another tough game too for a little bit, but I just think Georgia's talent is just too much, and like I said, I think they pull away. All right, last game is Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's terrible. They're one of the worst teams in the ACC, probably one of the worst Power 5 teams in America. So this should be an easy win to finish it off. So I've got Georgia going 11-1 and heading to the SEC title game against Bama. So got another rematch between Kirby Smart and Nick Saban. So should be a good one. We got Bama and Georgia heading in that game 11-1. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day.